Everybody, and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls build video. It's going to be a little weird because I'm going to be moving my mic back and forth, and it's going to sound a little odd because it is a headset mic. But I'm here checking out Killer Mac's new build for Morrowind. What do you got a name for it? Oh, Tesla tank. And what'd you call the build? Tesla tank? Same as his character name? That's funny. Alright. So I do have his permission. He's sitting here right with me. So if you guys want, say hello. Hello. And we are going to check out his build. I'm going to go ahead and throw the headset back on so I can do all the talking, and I'll be asking him some questions. So the build is a sword tank. These are the base stats right here, as you guys can see. 36 in the magicka, 28 in the health, 0 in the stamina, and you have a 27k or almost 28k magicka. That's pretty freaking good for a Nord. Did you cheat? No. 32k health, 15k stamina. I'm guessing the stamina is just for blocking purposes if you need it.
Well, that and the Dark Exchange.
Right, Dark Exchange. Okay. 2450 spell damage with the 50k pretty much spell critical. 1500 weapon damage with 35% weapon critical, and then how did you do this? That's some kind of voodoo right there, man. So 29k resistance, spell resistance, 29k physical resistance, which is really amazing for a tank build, especially unbuffed. I mean, you have one buff going, which is Bound Aegis right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and run through the buffs real quick. So I'm going to flip bars. Sorry, he's got a different setup than I do. We're going to go ahead and buff up weapon damage and spell damage. Flip back over and then check this out. So this is it buff. 3500 spell resistance, 3400 physical resistance, and 2904 spell damage with a 1775 weapon damage. And the back bar is mainly to apply the liquid or the wall of lightning and the buffs, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and run through the skills on the front bar. There is Pierce Armor, Dark Conversion, which is the restoration of health and magicka, which is something most tanks need, and I'm guessing you do heavy attacks to restore stamina. A little bit of both? Yeah. Okay. Liquid Lightning, of course, for AoE damage and probably to help out with your group, bringing down the enemies a lot quicker.
Also, because surge,
crit surge, yeah. It keeps you healed up, yeah. Inner Light for max magicka, of course, and spell crit. Bound Aegis is for the minor ward and minor resolve, increasing both spell and physical resistance by a small amount, and it increases max magicka by 8%. That is just a little OP in my opinion. Power Overload, so you do the Emperor Force Shock, yeah, just in case. Alright. On the back bar you have Power Surge again, or Power Surge not again, but there, which increases weapon and spell damage, which is good for this kind of build because you use a little bit of both. So Boundless Storm, which is the magicka morph for this to give you the major ward, major resolve, increasing both spell and physical resistance, and it gives you minor or major expedition also for 30 seconds, which probably helps in 8 seconds almost, but it probably helps with just getting around in the inside of the area of mobs and stuff to grab attention if you need to for aggro. Blockade of Storms, of course, damage as well. Also sets the enemy off balance. If they're concussed, will set them off balance. So, that's pretty cool. Inner Light again, and Bound Aegis. And then you have the Eye of Lightning. This is the staff, right? Ultimate? So, staff ultimate here. And just to go through the... Yeah, that follows you. So, just to go through the passives, you have all passives, I'm guessing, for all three. Except, okay, here you don't have the rebate or summon expert because you don't really need those.
Yeah,
but, right. And over here, capacitor, energized, implosion, and expert mage. if nobody knows much about the Sorcerer, which I'm pretty sure most people do consider it as one of the most highly played classes right now, the Sorc can pretty much be good at everything, which is kind of scary. So I have seen this tank in action, and it is really OP. So we're going to jump into champion points, and I'll go ahead and run a quick rotation of what you do when you go into this. So you start with crit surge, lightning form, drop the wall of lightning, switch bars, drop liquid lightning, pierce armor, and then dark exchange if you need it to get that little bit of magicka back kind of thing. Now you use custom UIs or UI things that I don't have, so that's why yours isn't showing all that stuff like I have. Yours is use the add-ons.
Yes.
Which add-ons might?
I use FTC.
FTC.
The timer one.
Right, for buff timers.
Buff timers, and then it also does your dot.
Right. And then I know you use Sky Shard's lore books and the chest, master chest.
And then I do minimap.
Minimap, yeah. Okay.
Although right now
Yeah, it doesn't work because they haven't upgraded it. So let's go ahead and take a look at champion points. And I know he has his champion points set up in a more customized way to your liking. That works for you. So 23 into Ironclad, giving him 10% in damage reduction from direct damage, which most enemies do direct damage now. So this kind of helps with reducing that damage. I know he has 43 in both Hardy and Elemental Defender, which increases that resistance by another 10%. 33 into Spell Shield, 2909 spell resistance. That's pretty nice. Moving on, we have 16 into Expert Defender, which is 10% in light and heavy attacks, and since most enemies do light and heavy attacks, it does carry over into that direct damage, and the other one making it a massive damage reduction from that. 18 in Quick Recovery gives him 4.98%. You know that 98% does the jump point, so you one more point, you'd be right there at 19.
Yeah, that's just,
right.
That's all I have left. So.
Right, so you just put it into there. I get it. 34 into Heavy Armor Focus, which gives him the 2980, the extra resistances. That's how you max out your resistances like that. That's cool. Moving on to the green tree, we have 23 into Warlord, doing the 10% in the Break Free. Sprinter, 12 points for the 7.9% sprint cost reduction. I notice you don't have anything bashing things. Yeah.
You don't block,
Yeah, you don't block. I get it. 43 into Mooncalf, 43 in Arcanist, and 43 in Tenaxi. All three of those will give you 10% reduced costs, or recovery in this, and then recovery from heavy attacks. Really good. 23 into Tumbling, 23 into Shadow Ward, giving you 10% block cost reduction and dodge rolling. Over here into the blue tree, we have 23 into Elfborn, 22 into Spell Erosion. Now this gives you 10% into Crit Strikes, 43 in Elemental Expert, giving 10% into magic shock and magic damage, because we're not really worried about Flame and Frost. You don't do any. So 22 into Spell Erosion with the 2000 spell penetration, which kind of helps, because I know with the staff you get, Destruction Staff, you get 10% spell penetration. And then so on top of that 10% you get that extra. So it probably helps with DPS and stuff, like when you're solo playing, or even in dungeons, like normal dungeon playthrough, you can just wipe out things real quick.
Yeah.
Alright. So 16 into Physical Weapon Expert, 50 into Master at Arms. Both of these really good to put into now with the new update, and 56 into Thaumaturge. So I see why, I see that the champion point set it, but I want to explain why the build works the way it does. The main thing about the build deals with power surge. This will put your spell and weapon damage both up to a certain amount, but it also gives you the crit heals, which with lightning form and the blockade of storms and liquid lightning, you pretty much have unlimited health return non-stop. I mean, you're just constantly healing from all the damage. And it, like you said, I've seen this build in action. I've ran with you through many dungeons with this build, and this thing is like the Uber tank. I mean, it just stands there. I don't even know why I even try to heal, because there's nothing to heal. The health is like, you'll see his health drop and it shoots right back up. It's a really cool build, really fun to play. I have messed with something similar to this on test, and can honestly say that there's nothing like it. But let's go ahead and take a look at gear real quick. You are running Illimbronze, which is unusual for a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, very unusual. Illumbras is a thing that increases your max magic, and then the 2-piece on it, it does a meteor shower at a 10% chance, which is really kind of, like I said, different. But since you are a sorcerer, it makes sense to have something that to help you, not just you, but your group do some damage and bring down the pain on them, I should say. Next up is 5 pieces of Julianus. Right. Oh wow. So most of it is reinforced. There's only 2 sturdy pieces as far as I know. It's the gloves and the belt. Now you are wearing 5 light, or 5 heavy, 1 medium, and the rest light, or 1 light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's wearing the 511 light belt. I'm guessing medium shoulder, and everything else is heavy reinforced. Besides the 2 sturdy pieces, which is where he gets the higher resistances. And I know how you play a lot like I do when it comes to tanking. You only block what you need to. The rest of the time, you just you just absorb the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 pieces of Thunderbug. Now this thing, you got to be careful with in certain dungeons. I know what this can do. Anytime you take physical damage, you have a chance of doing 50% chance to deal 6,703 shock damage. Now you do get the bonus from being a Sorc, the bonus 5% shock damage on that proc.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's nice. And then he is wearing a Juliana shield with Thunderbug axe and Thunderbug staff. And I think you did this so you'd have the, when you're on this bar, you don't have the proc. Or do you get the proc?
It's opposite. It's a 5-piece will be on the sword and shield for Juliana.
Oh, okay.
And then when you switch back over, it'll still be 5-piece.
But you lose the bonus from Julianus.
Yeah.
I get it. I thought you did that with the Thunderbug. You wanted to do that so that you could actually run Crypt of Hearts too. and actually get the hard mode, because that was one of the things we were talking about, is we couldn't do hard mode because you kept killing all the ads.
When we did that dungeon, I had to switch it off. That way,
Right.
I had to actually turn off Thunderbug.
Right. So from now on, you just take a piece off for that fight, or?
Yes, I switch it out with whatever I have.
Right. So you guys probably can't hear him, but yeah, he switches out certain pieces for different dungeons, because the Thunderbug proc will literally annihilate mobs, like that adds and stuff that you have to have up for certain boss encounters and stuff. But I know that like this particular build, I've ran pretty much almost every dungeon but Cradle to Shadows, and I think Ruins of Mazatoon. Everything else I've ran with you on this, and I've not once have I ever seen you have an issue tanking with this build. Like, you used to have resource issues in the beginning until you got things fixed to your liking, and then it became like resources became nothing. It was just more about managing your setup of skills and how you keep them in action.
Yeah.
So it's not, because tanks, we do have a slight rotation in the beginning to get things applied, but after that it's all about just keeping things maintained and controlling the fight. And I can see how this, like you said, I've tinkered with something similar on test, but I've never seen one, you know, like this, especially in the end game now. I mean, you don't see a lot of Sorc tanks. You don't see, you know, you see Nightblade sap tanks, you see the DK tank, but you don't see you don't see a lot of, well, we see a lot of Templar tanks because I play one, but we don't see, outside of what we play, we never see Sorc tanks. We never see Nightblade tanks other than the sap tank, and we never see Templar tanks. You always see DK tanks because that's the meta. But I can tell you guys this, if anyone's interested in playing this build, it is an amazing build. It is very, very powerful. In not only solo play, but even in world boss solo, you can solo, what, probably every world boss almost. And whatever, have you tried the ones in?
The hunger.
Yeah.
And
the Hunger and Morrowind? Right. And I don't know, have you tried any of the world bosses in Hrothgar?
No, I haven't actually.
Me and you should try that. Just bring it up here and run. I would like let you run around and see if we can.
Normally it's kind of hard to solo those, because there's always somebody around there.
Right, there's always a group of people. Right, because there's a daily on the Hrothgar bosses.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder to solo those bosses. Like I said, I know I've talked to you when you've been playing, and you're out soloing stuff all the time. So it's like, and then of course when we do groups for dungeons and stuff, he's been the main tank mostly with this one, and I've been the main healer with my Templar healer. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
The race.
The race, Nord. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah, and they are a Nord, and the reason for the Nord race is for the benefits of the Nord racials, because it's something, again, a lot of people don't look at. They have rugged, which reduces damage taken by 6%, and this does stack with the hardy and elemental defender, all those, anything that does damage reduction, this stacks with it, so it's really kind of nice. The increased max health of 9%, which is really good, and then of course max stamina, and you do have Undaunted too, so
Yes.
the Undaunted metal, which is 6% to max health, max stamina, and max magicka. So, but thank you for letting me take a look at your build, because now I know the ins and outs of it, and I can. Well, I would say I could cremate you, but that wouldn't happen. You'd just walk right over me. So, but it is a cool build, and I'm sure that everyone watching this now has the chance of going, hey, this is cool. Let's go check this out. You know, you guys are interested in checking out the build, just go through slowly and look at everything: gear, skills, champion point setup. If you have your own idea for champion points, go with that. You know, that kind of thing. But with all builds, remember, they're just pretty much templates. They're not something that I would suggest. And I know Killer Mac's the same way. You don't copy other builds. You take ideas from them and then build on it.
Yes.
So that's what we both suggest doing in this respect, is take from those and then play on it. So, but that's pretty much it for the build, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I know I am having a blast looking at it and messing around with it, because this is my first time actually getting my hands on it. So yeah, thanks for letting me show it off to the crowd, and of course I'll see it in action here soon enough again. I'm pretty sure in some dungeon somewhere. So but if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can hit that subscribe button. I try to post videos on a weekly basis, but of course it just depends on time. Other than that, thanks for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I will see you all later. Bye.